Hello. So, welcome to today's reading lesson. As you know from yesterday, we are looking at the text Wonder. Now, I've not actually got the book at home, so I've got it on my Kindle app. So, ideally, obviously in school, you would have a copy of the book in front of you. Now, unfortunately, because we're remote learning, that's not possible at the minute. I also can't put all of the words onto this YouTube video because that is breaking copyright rules and stuff. So I'm going to read most of it to you, and as we're going along, if there's a little bit of text that you might need, I am able to share little extracts of text so I can show you that, okay? So today's video will work like yesterday's reading, where there'll be bits that you need to listen to, and then at certain points I'll say pause and I will ask you to answer some questions. So I think let's get on with the lesson. Okay, here we go, into the book, Wonder. So, in today's work, we are looking at retrieving questions. Now, retrieval, so I always remember it like a dog that likes to retrieve. It's where you go into the text and you get out some information that's already there. We're not having to kind of use lots of clues. We're not having to find, like, summarize and explanation. Retrieval questions where we go in, we find the answer that's definitely in the text, and we take it out. And that is the kind of question that's what we're looking at today. So in today's lesson, we are going to be reading chapter 1, which is called Ordinary. And the main task that you'll be doing at the end of the lesson, but you might want to do it as I'm reading through, is making a list of all of the things that we know about Oggy. Okay, so you might want to do that as I'm actually reading the text, writing down a list of the things that we learn about Oggy, who is our main character. And then there will be some questions that I want you to answer as we go through. So if you're setting this out in your book, can I suggest that maybe you write main task underneath your data and learning objective, and then leave about half the page, and then underneath you've got space for your 3 answers. And again, they will come up at different points. So when you hear me read the text, and some of the text will appear just below, when you hear me answer it, or you find the answer in what I've written, what I've said, I would pause it, write down the answer. So if I was writing the answer for what sort of ordinary things does August do, I would write an answer that says something like, some of the ordinary things that August does are, and then I'd write them down. Okay, so you've got 3 extra questions to be looking at, and this is your main task. So like I've said, top half of the page, I will be doing this main task. You could use bullet points, the things that we know about Oggy, and then some extra questions. So each chapter, well, it's kind of split into different parts. And as it appears here, we're on part 1, which is written from August's point of view. And it says, fate smiled and destiny laughed as she came to my cradle. And that's by Natalie Merchant in a poem called Wonder. Okay, let's read the text. And hang on a minute, 1 sec. Okay, chapter 1, Ordinary. I know I'm not an ordinary 10-year-old kid. I mean, sure, I do ordinary things. I eat ice cream, I ride my bike, I play ball, I have an Xbox. Stuff like that makes me ordinary, I guess. And I feel ordinary inside. But I know ordinary kids don't make other ordinary kids run away screaming in playgrounds. I know ordinary kids don't get stared at wherever they go. If I found a magic lamp and I could have one wish, I would wish that I had a normal face that no one ever noticed at all. I wish that I could walk down the street without people seeing me and then doing that look away thing. Here's what I think. The only reason I'm not ordinary is that no one else sees me that way. But I'm kind of used to how I look by now. I know how to pretend I don't see the faces people make. We've all gotten pretty good at that sort of thing. Me, Mum and Dad, Via. Actually, I take that back. Via's not so good at it. She can get really annoyed when people do something rude. Like, for instance, one time in the playground, some older kids made some noises. I don't even know what the noises were exactly because I didn't hear them myself. But Via heard and she just started yelling at the kids. That's the way she is. I'm not that way. Via doesn't see me as ordinary. She says she does, but if I were ordinary, she wouldn't feel like she needs to protect me as much. And Mum and Dad don't see me as ordinary either. They see me as extraordinary. I
I think the only person in the world who realises how ordinary I am is me. My name is August, by the way. I won't describe what I look like. Whatever you're thinking, it's probably worse. And that is the end of the first chapter. One of the things I really like about this book is short chapters. So, questions for you to do. So you can listen back if you want to, but make a list of the things that you now know about Oggy. And what sort of ordinary things does Oggy like to do? What is the name of Oggy's sister? How do you think she feels towards him? And where does she see himself? Why does he see himself as ordinary? Okay, so there should be, top half of the text will be kind of a bullet point list of all of the things that we now know about Oggy. And then you've got those 3 questions to do underneath. Okay, and that is our reading lesson. I know this is quite a short video, but you've got a little bit of work to do, but this lesson is probably only a 20-minute lesson. Some chapters are a bit longer than this. Sometimes we might do 2 chapters together. But that is your task for today. Okay, year 6, make sure you get that work handed in to me, and I will see you in the next lesson, whenever that is. Bye.